only by members of the Patreon or people that subscribe at tier 2 on Twitch or above. So if you want access to the Annoy Me commands, little audio, sounds, $6.99 on Patreon or $10 a month on Twitch, because I need to not starve. And one of these days I will remember to hit the right button. The other one is set up for RimWorld, so it does the weird double picture-in-picture thing. All right. Well, I mean, wouldn't dwarfing be... Don't get thirsty. Secret message? What? Anyway. Now that you guys have all read the disclaimer, because I'm sure you have, I think we're just going to make a small world. We're going to leave everything else on medium, probably. Let's turn up savagery. Leave savagery on high. Make things a little bit exciting. Leave everything else on medium, I think. Number of sites? I actually don't know what sites is. How many distinct places can exist in the world? We'll turn up sites a little bit. Why not? I want tombs and stuff around. What, Don't Starve doesn't hold a candle to Minecraft? They're a different kind of game, dude. Very different kind of game. I mean, Minecraft has torches. You read what you wanted to read, not what you actually read. Userin, you know this. Alright. It's where we press wine. It begins. The creation of the world. The oracular world. The oracular world? What the heck word is that? Oh, okay. O-R-A-C-U-L-A-R world. Apparently, Oracular World is a song by Tangerine Dream. How the heck do you say this?
Oracular.
Oracular. All right. Welcome to the Oracular World. O-R-A, oracular. Oracle? I mean, what's the definition of it? O-R-A, oracular. It's an adjective relating to an oracle. The oracular shrine. Interesting. Cooler, did you just Google that? Or are you schooling me on English? I think we're going for year 250, by the way. Also, for reference, due to having crashing issues on the last fort, this is a fully vanilla, install of the game. I've reinstalled everything. For reference to anybody who's new to Dwarf Fortress, we are playing completely vanilla. I am not using Lazy Noob Pack, DF Hack, or what's the other word I'm looking for here? Lazy Noob Pack, DF Hack, or Dwarf Therapist, or any of that stuff. If you do have any questions, I can sort of help at this point. I've done this a couple times now. But welcome to the Oracular World. Welcome. Looks like we have some elves kind of spawning in the middle. I'm liking the look of this. We've got kind of like spooky down in the bottom right, as well as like elves up in the north. So we've got like the far north elves. I'm seeing elvish factions get destroyed. Down here, in fact. Not the first time, that's fair. Like if you look down here, little elvish factions that have been destroyed. Looks like we're flying down to the bottom now. World seems to be done, or at least in its current state. No, I has not seen Dr. Phil on meme review. All right, so it seems kind of like we've got this one spooky area over here on the right. I normally generate large worlds, so this is different for me. Oh, interesting. We've got a volcano down here. Look at this. We were just on a volcano, though, so I'm not doing another volcano fort. Potentially turned into clouds. Who's this over here? The Dwarven Fortress of Kebsmir. The Steamy Fingers. That's interesting. And the reason that's interesting is because, like, all the other Dwarven forts are, like, kind of down here. Like, this is all Grand Central area for Dwarven forts. But then there's just this one tiny little fort up here. That is interesting. That's you? What, just... Well, actually, no, there's two. There's also one up here. The Hillocks. Probably a Hillocks connected to the Dwarven Fortress. So a smaller fortress. Up in the Rhythmic Jungle. Got this kind of mountain range in the middle area. Some really high peaks. We got rivers kind of coming down from the north. Very sinister area. Yeah, I didn't see it initially, Cooler. But we got it. Then down here, there's a few destroyed forts. Bunch of Dwarven Hillixes. Some elf activity. But most of the elf activity seems to kind of be in the middle. This is really neat to me. Most of the elven activity seems to be kind of in the middle of this mountain range here. In these little tiny elven jungle settlements. Which is fitting because, you know, elves like their... Almost like boat murdered? Almost. Not quite. I mean, you haven't missed much. I've just, Wait, what do you mean, what do you mean, why did I start it so fast? You were just having a session on 00. I'm not sure what you mean. We generated 250 years. It's just a small world, so it's nothing crazy. See, down here we have, you know, all the hillixes. There's also this one, like, goblin pit kind of in the middle of this central area. That's interesting. It's like a goblin insurgency. And we have the human towns kind of in the middle here, down in this valley area down by the lakes. Those are really big lakes, practically oceans. I'm not seeing there's a couple smaller lakes up here, but I'm not seeing a huge number of lakes. It's a little bit disappointing. I like lakes. What's the red trap icon? That's a volcano. Red trap. This guy down here, that's a volcano. I'm not sure what the blue around it is, though. Aquamarine... The Aquamarine Steppe. The South Continents. I mean, I was talking shit. Nothing wrong with talking shit. We're just having fun here. You need to realize that, as somebody on the stream, as a broadcaster, I need to be entertaining. And so my way of entertainment is, talking shit with people and having fun. Yeah, so, the purple areas are, evil, haunted, or savage areas. So this is where the Frightful Steppes, to be specific, this area, these are all goblin pits. These little scrolls icons are little goblin pits. These little cabinet icons are dark goblin fortresses. Down here, I think this is a Oh, that's also a dark goblin fortress. I thought that might be a dark human fortress. But, and then up here, the capital I is a necromancer tower. This is the dwarven necromancer tower of Zon Mothast, the rumored merc. Potentially fast fun. I haven't done a lot of stuff in haunted biomes, but in my experience, it's very much dig a hole in the ground and hide. So you can call that fun, or you can call that so. No, if you want easy start, you want to find calm area in temperate. That's easy start. Because then nothing happens. Ideally with no neighbors. Because then literally nothing happens. You can play Dwarf Fortress like a town builder. And then you dig underground. Deeper. And deeper. And deeper. And then suddenly everything is dead. Oh, you found me a stab sound? That was fast, Belug. I'll look into that later. Yeah, and then you get new neighbors from the deep. Hey, Chocobo. There's nothing wrong with aquifers, you just need to know how to get around them. Although, Chocobo, that's gonna cease being a thing with the next version. Toady has talked about very much changing how aquifers work, and the vast majority of them will be minimal at best. You'll still need to, like, you know, be smart getting around them, but they won't be anywhere near as dangerous. All right, I kind of like the ocular world. What do you guys think, chat? There's also, I didn't notice this initially, but there's also a bunch of elves in the north. From the looks of things, their highest population, because you can kind of see the slight difference in size in the elven icon. I think this is their biggest town. There's also one down here that's quite large. So the majority of the elven population is far up north. I don't know. Well, I mean, I know how to do that, but I've never done it with aquifers. But my way of getting around aquifers is just dig them up and wait until they freeze and dig through them. That's... Yeah, Nordic elves. Elven Vikings, even. And then there's like a few elven towns down here close to the dwarves. Whereas the dwarves just kind of take... It almost looks like North America in a way. Bunch of things like aquifers and food are strange because the game moves really slow and super fast at the same time. Yeah, like I will never get used to bodies rotting. Because like, it literally takes tens, like hundreds to thousands of years for bodies to rot. Candle elves and a merry dwarves. Maybe. Right now, this is just like flavor building, right? We gotta stare at this for a little bit and kind of come up with a little bit of headcanon. Maybe go into Legends and poke around just a little bit. And then we'll get started. But I think this is a pretty good world. I like this one. So we're going to accept it. So once again, the threats are a little bit higher in this world than some previous ones we've done. So we're going to wait for it to offload, and then we're going to go hop into the true fun bit. Let's go look at Legends for a little bit, see what we can find. Does anybody want me to look for anything specific in Legends? Gods, factions? Historical figures? Hey, Fog. What's up, dude? Alright, so let's poke into Legends for a little bit. Let's do that. Just briefly. Musical stuff? Could you give me some ideas on what I'm looking for? The Euphoric Persuasion and Hauling. This is a book. The Euphoric Persuasion and Hauling was a legendary Onyx Opal-bound codex. This is an Onyx Opal-bound codex. The written portion consists of a 351-page novel entitled The Euphoric Persuasion and Hauling, authored by Lapama Spelisk. The work has no particular subject. The writing gives the feeling of compassion here and there, and overall it is passable. It's a legendary book. I don't really want to look at artifacts. We're in the Age of Myth. A lot of historical figures. Well, right at the first thing we have a Hydra. Struck down a whole lot of goblins. Good Hydra. As well as some water buffalo, bunch of elves. Seven notable kills and 12 other kills. The Sin of Moses. The Sin of Mosses, I think. The Immortality of Nations. The Horror of Bulbs. The Lavender Intricacies. The Twinkling Leap. The Council of Sieges, the Distant Realm, the Brushed Spring, and the Light Rains. There is a Hydra in this world. I've never actually encountered a Hydra. I've seen what Hydras do, but I've never actually encountered one myself. We have ourselves a female dragon. There is a bronze colossus. Hydras? I have no idea. Chat, are Hydras tameable? Well, the dragon's done some damage. Bunch of notable dwarf kills, too, in the year 10. Nothing since the year 137. Dragon's been really quiet for a while. However, in the late spring of 193, Kima was struck down. Oh, interesting. There you go. By the grizzly bear. By a giant grizzly bear. Well, R.I.P. Dragon. And who struck down the Hydra? Because you're also dead. By a troll. By a female troll. Now, here's the real question. Is that troll still around? Is the troll who killed the Hydra still around? By a troll. Just unnamed troll. Well, we've got lots of interesting forgotten beasts as well. Bronze Colossus is still up and rolling. What was the last thing you did, Bronze Colossus? Lots of history. Still very active. Attacking people. Rolling around. Must have been a strong grizzly bear. Giant grizzly bear. I'll be lurking, cleaning your room. Alrighty, Fog. I'm doing alright, man. Stuff's been all over the place recently. Jabes! I've also never encountered a bronze colossus. Look at all these related entities. Holy shit, the list keeps going. Yep. The Fang of Brains. Dazlat Kingscaled. The Fang of Brains. Jawbreach, the Strife of Savages. Has a related site, its lair. Jawbreach, the Strife of Savages. 116 notable kills. Yep. 140 other kills. God, he's killed everybody. Dwarves. Hey, chat. I think America has invaded this world. There's eagle people. Killed this bronze colossus. Killed some eagle people. Good lord. Literally wanted by probably most of the factions in this world. These are all factions that want this thing dead. Whew. USA, USA. Literally frickin' eagle people, yeah. The Sea of Confusing. I want to know what that is. Quasi is the Sea of Confusing. Was a forgotten beast. It was the only one of its kind. A great dove with external ribs. It has 2 short tails and it squirms and fidgets. Its pine green feathers are patchy. Beware its poisonous sting. Quasi was associated with water, treachery, and caverns. The time before time, Quasi began wandering the depths of the world. Nice hair. He has hair? You know that's a wig, right? Oh, I'm just saying that there's eagle people in this world. I haven't seen eagle people. Ooh, a mountain titan. What are you? You died, though. The cloudy periwinkle. Pack-whiskered. The cloudy periwinkle. What killed you? In the late autumn of 81, Olo was struck down by a cave crocodile. God damn it. Those cave crocodiles just, like, kicking ass as always. It is a wig, though. For reference, it is a wig. Niglak, the dwarven god. Niglak, the armor of barricading. The armor of barricading was a deity that occurs in myths of the ordered tombs. Niglak was often depicted as a male dwarf and is associated with jewels, war, and fortresses. The dragon is dead. Crocodile, I'm sorry. But... Free Justice, a human god. Human goddess. Okay, I don't know how I would look at music, because I was asked to look at music. I don't know how to do that in Legends, I will be honest. Historical maps, structures... Looking forward to the Viet Dwarfs. The Viet Dwarf. I'm not sure I'm ready for that, I will be honest. So I'm not sure why there's 59 people watching right now, but I just want to say thank you very much to everybody who's tuning in. It's a much larger number than I'm used to, so cheers everybody. Cheers. I won't question it too much. I'm just saying thank you. All right, well, that's world generation. Yeah, let's just do Embark world gen all in one VOD. So let's begin. There was a pretty good set of GIFs put up on the subreddit of somebody who's DF hacked to Embark on an Elven. In my last fort, yeah, we had a necromancer, yeah, cooler. Anyway, he used DF hack to embark on an Elvish settlement, and was just digging underneath their trees and collapsing them. That's pretty much Viet Dwarf. No, you can't give names to anything. They give names to themselves. Yeah, of course you can name them. If you want to. You can name anything. If you try hard enough. Absolutely you can. Little soil... You know... This is a real fun area. I'm just like... Oopsies. That's not what I wanted. Delete note. There's just all of the neighbors right here. Dwarves, goblins, humans, the tower. Although, I don't want to know how quickly the tower would attack. But I kind of like the spot, that's the problem. Yeah, lots of nice elevation, fun stuff. But we're gonna go a little further north, I think. A little further north. So I would like shallow metals, but deep metals is, if that's all we can get, I'll take it. So here's the question. We poked around the world a little bit. Do you guys have any preference on where we settle? I'd like somewhere with an actual winter, because the last fortress we did was very far south. There is another volcano in this world down here. Joyous Wilds. I've never seen Joyous Wilds before. Anybody care to tell me what Joyous Wilds is? It's a scorching woodland Joyous Wilds volcano. I don't quite want to be that far north. I'd like to have some warm season. Mostly because I like having greenery around. It gives me survivability. Also, glaciers... yeah, no, I'd rather have trees. I don't want to have to stare at a white glacier. Because I will be honest with you, one of the only areas in Dwarf Fortress that does hurt my eyes is when everything is covered with snow and there's no trees. That gives me some of that wool eye problems. So I'd have to change my colors if I wanted to do that. Do you know if blind dwarves are usable in combat or if they learn slower? That is a good question. I have no idea. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe, like, up here, because there's, like, this dwarven hillocks, right? Or this dwarven fortress, and then this dwarven hillocks up here. So we could do, like, around here, kind of up in the north. Similar to what we did with the, with Vessel Slip, which was a good long fortress. Like something like this, even. We even have the tower as our neighbor. Got everybody as our neighbors, actually. Something like that. Maybe not that side exactly, but... because that would give us, you know, little soil. Thanks for the follow, man who arranges blocks. What kind of blocks are we talking, though? Are we talking Dwarf Fort blocks? Are we talking Tetris blocks? Lego blocks? What is this called? The Waning Tooth. It's a very, very, very high spike peak that we can't settle on because it is a mountain. Tetris blocks. Good stuff. What's your, favorite version of Tetris? Go. Because my favorite Tetris would be Game Boy Tetris. But, more recently, Tetris Effect. Classic on Game Boy, good stuff, good stuff. I actually, I bought Game Boy Tetris on my 3DS on the eShop before they took it down, those bastards. Put way too much time on that. It's warm. We have tower as neighbor. How far north do I need to go before I no longer have the tower as neighbor? I don't like having the tower as a neighbor initially. I like having... If this makes sense, I like aggravating the tower on my own terms. Let's try something like up here. It's an aquifer. And what's the third one? I might just do a search for no aquifers. Because I'd like to be on a big river if at all possible. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I'll make sure... I'll mess with Dwarf Sibs once I pick a spot. As there's the Ordered Tombs and the Arrow of Cruxes. So, actually, we definitely want to be the Arrow of Cruxes. in my opinion, if we're going to be starting up on this side, because the Ordered Tombs is that very large faction down in the bottom left on the kind of the whole western Czech section of the province, and then up here, the Arrow of Cruxes is this very small, kind of scrappy. They only have 2 fortresses, so they'll give us all sorts of fun. Also, they're both within range of the tower. Well, it's a tower. It's a fortress and a helix. So one large fortress and then one smaller one. That could be fun. I think we're gonna do that. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the Arrow of Cruxes. But I don't really want to be in range of the tower initially. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna find desired location. I'm just gonna turn off Aquifer because I don't want to do. Oopsies. Because I really don't want to do Aquifer. We're just gonna turn Aquifer off and just hit enter and see what we get. Do a quick search. New fort hype indeed, yeah. New fort as part of small dwarven faction hype. Oopsies. Oh wow, there is actually some stuff up here that doesn't have... There's actually some stuff up here that doesn't have any Aquifer. That's interesting. Okay, so there's just kind of this small area back here. So that gives us goblins and humans, no elves. Darius, how are we doing? Hello, back to you, friend. Yeah, no, I've recently fallen in love with Tetris Effect. It's kind of become very much a guilty pleasure of mine. So this does have clay. It has very deep soil. That could be fun. We could do a beach. Can I ask you a question? Why do you always say hi, 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 hi? You do that a lot. Is there a particular reason? Like, does it mean something? Unless we want to be way further over. We could be like... If we want to do cold, we could do somewhere up in this area. It's laughing? Okay. Because to me, it just seems silly. You know, it would be better, at least to communicate with me, would be using something like lol, L-U-L. Then I know that you're laughing. Is it French? Really? Okay. Well, that's why emotes exist. It's because you can communicate easier. I've literally never seen that before, though, so. It's language. Interesting. Well, today I learned. I kind of want to be in Untamed Wilds so that we get exciting animals, though. Some soil. I don't want that, no. It's pretty flat. That could be cool. Gives us a stream. You're not French? Ah, okay. Can I ask where you're from? What country? Or what language you speak? I kind of like the idea of being in the northern portion of this mountain range. Or if we want elves as neighbors, for whatever reason. If we want to start a war, could do this kind of area. Like heavily forested, thick, although there's no metals up here. Should be fun.exe. I mean, exactly. How else are we gonna drop them? Oh, you're from Germany. Gotcha, gotcha. Lots of people watch the stream from Germany. Vast majority of my family is from either Germany or Ireland. Or Holland. Kind of the three. So I have this weird problem with German where if people speak German to me, I can understand it quite well. But I can't write, read, or respond in German. But if you look me in the face and start speaking German, I will understand about 30 to 50% of what you say. Yeah. So that's kind of like the edge of the tower reach right there. As I don't want the tower reach. You know, that might do it. Freshwater swamp. It is temperate, though. There's a lot of aquifer up north. Well, I mean, it's because my Oma, for me. My grandmother, my Oma, she would speak German to me when I was little. I mean, I told you I can't read German. If you speak it to me, I can understand it. But I can't read it. So I have no idea what you just wrote. No. What part of no do you not understand, friend? I mean, if you wanted to translate it, I could have just put it into Google Translate. Hello, Epic Giant Storm. It's been a minute. Hope you've been well. Who is Belgian here? I know Dom Baran's Belgian. Vlam, who is on vacation right now, lives in Belgium, but there's a few people who watch this stream who live in Belgium. Quite a few, actually. So I really want to do this spot. The kind of sad part is it's not... It's not northern. It's just temperate. Feel like shit? That was me yesterday, dude. Can I get a giant sentient creature in fort, like a friendly one? Define friendly. Does it count as friendly if it's like boxed in? You guys want to see something cute? He's passed out. So either we have to have elves as neighbors, or we don't get to be far north. What do we think, chat? Because I could go up here and be like right on the edge. I'm not doing an evil biome. I don't feel like just digging underground and hiding. I'd rather be up on the surface. Why not everyone? Why not everyone? I actually find that wiping other factions out seems a little buggy. I tried doing that with certain goblin areas in the last fortress, but they didn't ever disappear. Even when it claimed I destroyed it, it didn't disappear. So I wonder how well that stuff actually works. I mean, that actually gives us everybody right there. That gives us elves, goblins, humans. Gives us a little stream. That gives us an aquifer, though. What are the 2 areas? Okay. So that has aquifer on. Wait, what? And how come down there doesn't have an aquifer? Oh, I see. It's because there's another one down there. I getcha. I getcha. I'm understanding this now. So if I go up, like, right here. The Forest of Yore. What's my opinion on the Steam version? I'm looking forward to it, like Cooler said. It's literally just an update to the same game. It's like, what do I think about them selling the game on a store where they can get large amounts of money for a thing that they've worked on for a really long time? I'm excited. I think they deserve the money. I think it's going to do great things for streaming the game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. This is a good spot. I like this one. Heavily forested, thick vegetation. Right on the edge of the Waning Tooth.
Here comes the world's biggest lurker.
You're a lurker for sure, but you're not the world's biggest. The world's biggest would be the guy who's been subscribed to my channel for 26 months and has never spoken and has never once put a notification into the chat that he resubbed. Literally never talked to the person, but there's been somebody who's been subscribed that long. But seriously, thank you very much, Jobo, for the 25 months. I would love to do push-ups or sit-ups for you, but my cat is sleeping where I do push-ups and sit-ups, and I'd really rather not disturb him. So I can just owe you 10 for later, if that's okay with you. Can I just owe you 10 for later? I don't want to wake up the kitty. He's so happy and so comfy. Like, look at this bastard. He never sleeps there, but he's so cute. Five cat pets? If I give him pets, he will move. Alright, so we're gonna go with this. The Rumored Merc. Combined with... This is high savagery, so there will be fun stuff. There's deep metals on both sides, so we're gonna be digging for deep metals. We have neighbors... we are neighbors with elves, dwarves, humans, and goblins. We are... easy walking distance from the tower, but the tower doesn't know we're here yet, which will be nice. Because I don't want to get invaded by freaking undead first thing, because... It should catch a mouse. Mice? Isn't mice plural of mouse? And before giant ants, I mean... Because it's not mouses. Alright, well, our civilization is the Arrow of Cruxes. The relative elevation. It's pretty flat, all things considered. It's pretty flat. There is some low cliffs, but it's pretty flat. Heavily forested. Clay, little soil, deep metals. The flagstone layer. Untamed wilds, thick, heavily forested, temperate. Freshwater swamp. Let's embark. So I'm gonna go through this pretty quickly. I'm just gonna kind of take what I normally do. So I just kind of take like 3 miners. I'm also gonna make you an engraver. And also a mason. Okay, you can be a woodcutter / carpenter. You, grower / herbalist. We'll give you a couple, or a point in thresher. Why not? You can be a cook / brewer. And our last one down here. Yeah, potentially thick. Debating on what skills. Can I name my dedicated potter Harry? I've never actually made pottery. I mean, I've made rock pots, but I've never made clay pots. I haven't been in an area with clay in ages. How feasible would it be to make a wooden above ground fort? Pray it doesn't get set on fire. But it's feasible, yeah. The real question is, why would you want to do that? It's not a question of how feasible is it. It's a, yes, it's feasible, but why? Why would you do that to yourself? Whoopsies, that's not what I wanted. You know, I'm actually going to give this guy a few points in surgery. Diagnosing. Wound dressing. And appraiser. Just so Mincott can be kind of our doctor / broker at the start, in case anything bad happens, you know? / hauler. Yeah, I mean, it's a very elf thing to say, Shave. Just short humans? I mean, if you want to be humans, just install the mod that lets you be humans. Because there's a mod that lets you be humans. If you want to be humans. So, that's all I'll say. Alright, let's check items. Tower cap buckets, eh? Well, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to add in another copper pick. Oh, I see. I need to get rid of all this stuff down here because I don't need these buckets. I don't need those. I don't need those. I don't need those. So I'm actually going to take another anvil, I think. Another pick. And then just beer. And rum and wine. That's it. Soap maker? We don't need soap early. Well, I mean, I can take soap early, but I don't. Well, actually, roleplay. Safe. Dog. Dog. Cat. Cat. Instead of taking the extra anvil. I might regret this, but depending, I'm mostly just concerned about thieves more than anything. But I'm scared something's gonna come up and steal our anvil. All right. Bear that in mind. Animal is now banned from my chat. And with that, you have arrived after a long journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an